Hello friends, and welcome to the Wacky Emporium. I'm Crazy Jason on the Crazy Cam. Now, first order of business is I need to give a big shout out to my buddy and great YouTuber, Silent Mike. He breaks the silence one word at a time. A lot of you probably know who he is, and some of you may not. But he's the guy that designed my channel background that is so very, very awesome. If you happen to have come to this video outside of my channel, please go to my channel, check out the background. Then head on over to Silent Mike, because the guy is multi-talented. He's a musician. In fact, he just put up a new music video yesterday. Very soulful song. Just all around makes you feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. Oh yeah. So I don't know, big shout out Silent Mike. I love Silent Mike. I love Silent Mike. I love him in a completely emotionally unattached and non-homosexual way. So to recap, go to Silent Mike. His link will be in the underballs. Now, moving on to Blurays Part 2. Speaking of Part 2, I would love to see Hot Shots Part 2 on Blu-ray. What do you think? Alright. I'm pretty sure we left off here with these guys. So, moving down, we have hidden over here the Matrix, and you notice that it's in a slim pack, and that's because a while back OJ got this big lot on eBay, all of these Matrix collections, and he offered to sell me Matrix for $5. I thought it was a great deal, so I took him up on it. Yeah, so I'm happy to have it. This will do for now, but what I really want is the Digibook. There's a Digibook edition of The Matrix, and I love Digibooks. So eventually I'll upgrade to that. But I'm just happy to have the movie because, you know, when it came out, groundbreaking special effects, great story, and it still holds up. Moving on. Monsters, Inc. Now, I had this DVD sitting in my collection for years, but never got around to watching it. And then I was talking to my good buddy Preston earlier this year. And he said, just don't watch it. Wait until you have the opportunity to see it on Blu-ray, because that's really the only way to experience it. And he was right about this guy right here. His hair, what they say about it, it literally looks like you can reach out and touch it. And in fact, the whole film is just very three-dimensional looking. It's beautiful, and it's got a great story. One of the very best from Pixar. Not my favorite. My favorite would have to be The Incredibles. But nevertheless, great film. Next up, The Hangover. Saw this earlier this year. Just watched it several times. Had to have it on Blu-ray. It's just one of those wacky comedies that I have an affinity for. And it's, you know, a lot of people, like myself included, why see a comedy on Blu-ray? Well, this one is just chock full of so many visual gags. It's just great, and it's got a lot of great features on it. Moving on, Rolling Stones, Shine a Light, a Martin Scorsese film. It's just incredible to me that the Stones, in their mid-60s, rock it like they do, and it's just an amazing performance to behold. These older men, just, I don't know, just balls to the wall. And it's just a concert film, but it's expertly shot and edited by Martin Scorsese. And it was one of the first Blu-rays I saw, and it really impressed me, and finally I got my hands on it. Like, you know, it's just something I had to have in my collection. Next up, Dark City. If you're a fan of mind-bending dark sci-fi, this is your movie. The Chronic What Coals of Narnia, Prince Caspian. Now, when the first movie came out, I was very disappointed because as a kid, I was a huge fan of the Chronicles of Narnia books. I read all of the books at least 5 or 6 times a piece, and always looked forward to a Chronicles of Narnia film. And so when it came out, I was disappointed. I think I had, it was way too built up in my head. Then I caught Prince Caspian on Stars, I believe, on Netflix, Stars Instant Play. And I thought, this is actually a fun movie. It's not like when I was a kid what I was thinking Narnia was going to be like, but it was closer to that. And it was just a fun movie, and I thought I would love to see it on Blu-ray. Got it on Blu-ray, and I don't know. I mean, I just enjoy watching it. Next up, another fantasy movie, The Never-Ending Story. If you haven't seen this, this is an instant fantasy classic. Touches the kid in all of us. I have to say though, I was disappointed in the Blu-ray itself because it is bare bones. I have yet to run across a Blu-ray that is more bare bones than this one. There's absolutely nothing on it. To boot, the transfer is only okay. In fact, it may err on a bad transfer. I don't know, but still happy to have it in my collection. Superman the movie. I don't really need to say anything about that. The Prestige, Christopher Nolan film. I don't think people talk about this movie enough. It's a movie about magic, but the actual filmmaking itself, the actual film, The Prestige, is a work of magic. And so it's a brilliant film. I believe this came out post Batman Begins, but before The Dark Knight. And I hope this is remembered because, in my opinion, in the top 10 best films of the last decade. Speaking of top 10 films of the last decade, next up, There Will Be Blood. Daniel Day-Lewis creates an instant iconic character in Daniel Plainview. And, if you thought they couldn't make movies like they used to anymore, check this out. Especially if you're a fan of films of the 70s. I don't need, speaking of which, Silent Mike did a review of There Will Be Blood, I believe. So check that out. Then we have Star Trek here. I don't want to get into Star Trek right now because I could go on and on and on about Star Trek. And so I'm going to save this for part 3. Okay? So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And keep in mind that tomorrow is Monday, and that means Kakalaki Movie Madness, baby. That's right. The new field trip will be premiering tomorrow, so check it out. And if you're feeling blue, we will cure your case of the Mondays. So until next time, Crazy Jason, and you've been in my wacky emporium, baby.